It's just a jump to the left. With your hands on your hips.
Athens and Ohio University are home to many different traditions. However, the familiar sounds of hot patootie and time warp mixed with the sight of fishnet tights and red lipstick can only mean one thing. The Rocky Horror Picture Show is back in Athens and ready to rock again. Though many cities and towns have screenings of the 1975 cult classic film starring Tim Curry, Susan Sarandon, Barry Bostwick, and, yes, the famous Meatloaf cameo, Athens' annual Rocky Horror Show has a bit more excitement and commotion thanks to the Lost Flamingo Theater Company.
Extremely grateful to LFC Lost Flamingo Company for giving me and everyone else this opportunity. It's really great that it's, a group of people from all backgrounds and all majors coming together and sharing this common passion.
Lost Flamingo, or LFC, hosts a shadowcast performance of Rocky Horror at the Union every year. A shadowcast performance means the theater group casts each role, puts together an ensemble, rehearses the show like any other production, but performs with the film projected behind the group while the performers lip sync the lines and songs.
This is like a bittersweet moment for me because it's like my first time actually directing, but it's also my last time directing because this is my last semester with LFC, so like I'm really excited, but I already told the cast, I was like, you guys are probably going to see me cry a lot this weekend.
LFC's version also practices gender-blind casting, which is casting based on the actor, not the original gender of the role. Additionally, members of the production highly encourage the audience to utilize the show's callouts, where audiences can participate by responding to specific lines or characters in the production with funny sayings known by hardcore fans of the show. LFC is OU's only student-run theater group. The cast, crew, and directing staff are all OU students. Each semester, the group puts on 4 productions, 3 plays and a musical. Though the musical varies each spring semester, every fall semester, Rocky Horror is the chosen musical for the students to continue the community tradition. There are always 3 performances of the show, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday of the weekend they choose near the end of October. They begin the process by rehearsing in Bentley Hall prior to the Union performance. Then they move to the Union on Wednesday night for their final dress rehearsal before opening night on Thursday. On Wednesday, the group gets to the Union a few hours before the show begins. After everyone helps to load in the projector screen, the props, and the rest of the materials for the show, they start to set up the catwalk and the other platforms that attach to the Union stage. Once load-in is finished, the cast bonds a bit to warm up for the rehearsal. Then they start to get ready, putting on their costumes, makeup, and game faces for the performance. Though the students say they feel excited for the show every year, after being forced to take a year off in 2020 due to the coronavirus pandemic, their excitement is greatly multiplied. The final dress rehearsal is the first time they perform the show without masks, so they get to see each other's faces and better connect on stage.
This year has definitely been really exciting and very nostalgic just to be able to come back and do the same show all over again, but like with new people and like kind of under new circumstances with COVID and everything. It's definitely been a bit of an adjustment and just trying to learn where we have to tweak things and where we have to make things more accessible in terms of like COVID safety. But it's been super worth it, and it kind of just feels just like the old times, just with a little bit of something different.
It's kind of a mix of excitement and nervousness because I know I haven't been on stage in 2 years, same with the rest of us, and there's, we're not using masks on stage, so it's very new, and it's nerve-wracking but refreshing, and it feels really good to be able to do this.
Through the rehearsal process, the group collectively revived their love of theater post-pandemic and grew closer with each other, forming friendships to last a lifetime.
But I think it's really fun to be able to play. I've never personally been able to play a role like that before, and it's just really fun for all of her energy to be able to do, and I get to work with her, and it's such fun to do so many things together, and it's so fun, and I've made so many friends here through this role, and I'm just excited. I don't really know.
We both fit the roles like crazily, it's insane how much we fit the roles. Yeah, I'm really glad we got to work together. She even helped me with my costume. Like she fixed up some stuff so they would fit right because she's had that experience. So yeah, it's been great.
Once the group goes through the final run-through of the show with the correct staging, lighting, and props, and in full costume and makeup, they pack up and go home to get rested for their opening night.
How'd you do? I see you've met my faithful handyman. He's just a little brought down because when you knocked, he thought you were the candy man.
On the Rocky Horror performance nights, the cast and crew get to the Union around 5:45 p.m. By then, the line of audience members has already begun forming outside. The group has an hour and 15 minutes until the doors open to the public, so they spend the time listening to music, getting ready for the show, and having a lot of fun.
It feels like the first time. It feels like the very first time.
This cast has been so much fun to work with, especially when we finally combined both the ensemble and the leads, and so we could all work together as one. It's really nice to get to know my friends in different parts of the company and get to know them better and just have these experiences together. Rocky is a show that I think if you have the chance and the opportunity to see it at least once in your lifetime, you should. The movie's one experience, but actually going and seeing a shadow cast is one of the best things you can do. I was 13 when I first saw mine, and I think everyone needs to do that.
At 7 p.m., the doors open. The audience pours in, finding the perfect spot to sit, stand, or crowd around the bar or stage. In the hour before the show starts, audience members are invited to dance and sing along with the cast, who are walking around and dancing on stage to get everyone comfortable. Then, at 8 p.m., the games that the group calls the Virgin Sacrifices begin. The Virgin Sacrifices are for first-time Rocky Horror viewers to play fun, sexual-oriented games and get excited for the show. The games include switching clothes with a partner, eating an oatmeal cream pie out of people's hands, and more. Soon after, Wallace and assistant director Zoe Corns read the Rocky Horror Virgin Oath to the audience, asking them to pledge their allegiance to the lips and all they stand for. The audience understands that by repeating back the oath, they're in for not only a fun, sexy, and a little bit wacky of an experience, but they're also entering a space of freedom and no judgment. Then the show begins, the same as the final dress rehearsal, but with much higher stakes and excitement due to the audience's attention. Rocky Horror's message of individuality, comfort in one's own skin, and acceptance no matter who one is radiates through every dance move, song lyric, and acting choice, but it's the show's lead, Frankenfurter, that has really been the star of driving this idea home in viewers. Through his wardrobe, sexual encounters, and no-holds-barred confidence, Frankie has inspired countless people to not judge a book by its cover. Playing the iconic role is Chris Smith, a senior at OU who previously played the criminologist in the production. Smith is from Athens and feels Rocky Horror is the perfect annual event for the community.
It's just great. It's a way for people to get out and be themselves and have fun and see people having fun and see people who are like them on stage and just being themselves.
Rocky Horror's no judgment policy has inspired so many to don't dream it, be it, but there has been a significant impact on queer culture. Smith and the rest of the cast feel it provided a space for anyone who had been othered in society or cast aside due to not fitting the heteronormative mold. Through the show's depictions of queer sexual relationships and the lack of a need to label oneself, Rocky Horror became a beacon of acceptance for queer people.
It was kind of like a sexual awakening moment, and that throughout that time of my life. And to be in the show right now with all of these people and just being around queer people and just accepting people and wonderful people, it's amazing. And to have this role that was such a cultural shock at the time, and has turned into just this amazing thing. It just means so much to me.
After the show ends, the audience gets to mingle for a little bit with the cast. They rest up to perform on Friday and Saturday night, and then Sunday they move everything out of the Union. After that, the 2021 performance of Rocky Horror is officially finished. However, the memories the group made this year and the impact the show had on them will last a lifetime.
This might be our last chance to ever be on a stage and to ever perform and do theater, because we're going to go out into the real world and have our big girl, big boy jobs, and it's just really special.
To the late night double feature picture show.